we're just gonna act natural and talk about what we're doing and why. This is an air conditioning, you said what, it can dryer?
I don't know what I called it. Filter dryer, I think.
We pulled it off a Ford Ranger, and it's about the size I want for my oil catch can. And I found some other cans and they were too thin. This is a nice thick, this is about right. It's the right size, it's the right weight. The tubes that come off it are pretty good. I'm never going to use it for anything. And we tried to see what was down inside with the little scope camera, but this tube goes down and turns, and this one turns at the top. We think it might have some kind of desiccant inside of it. There's no way to dump it out or anything like that, so we're going to cut it open. It's welded from the factory, so we're just going to try and cut that weld seam and find out what's inside of it, because otherwise it's trash anyways. So we might as well see if it's something that we can clean out and use. I got a little bit over crazy with it in a couple spots, but look at that, it just fell right apart. It's thick, it's not that thick of metal. So I cut through too much there, but most of it I just cut through the weld. You could see. And then there it is.
Oh, now we know what's in there. There's the desiccant.
Okay, and it's got a little screen right there.
What's in this end?
Nothing.
Just some yuck.
Some yuck. So if we take that out and we lop these off, we can just use it as a, wait a minute, what's this one here? Oh, this one drops around and comes back up and ends. That's interesting.
What do you mean it comes up and it ends?
It just comes up and ends.
No, it comes up, there's 3 things here.
Yeah, well that's this one.
Yeah.
This one just
drops
one. In, and then this one does a U, but it doesn't connect at the top.
Okay, so what we can do is make whatever we need, and then we can weld it back together, and this thing is the bottom. Mm-hmm. So we could drill a hole in that and then put a flange in there for a radiator petcock.
To drain it?
Yeah, do you want to drain it, or how do you want to do that?
Well, I was going to cut this off and then you could just drain. No, you couldn't. Yeah, petcock would be nice.
Yeah, because then you don't have to remove the can to wherever it's mounted.
Yeah,
so,
and it would be easy to
so
weld back together.
U
part just has the screen clips. Just clips onto the side of it. It's really not much to it. This PCV valve, it just can't keep up with the amount of blow-by this old winded engine has. And oil is blowing out of the filler. So it's vented so that air can go in, and then the PCV valve is supposed to create enough vacuum, but too much wear on the rings and whatnot of this engine. We've tried to free them up. I don't think they're stuck. I think they're just worn. This is the original oil cap, and I recently bought another engine, another Slant 6 engine from a 67 instead of a 66, and in 67 they came out with this, and what this does, it fits on the same place, but instead of it just allowing air to go in this way or that way from right on top of the valve cover, this little port allows you to draw air maybe from over here, so that if a little bit spits out, it gets sucked down in there. But we already know it's going to spit a lot out, so we're making a catch can. We're going to mount it over there somewhere, and then we'll be able to suck air out of it so we get some flow, but hopefully it will drop any oil out of, like mist oil out of suspension, and drop it, and we'll empty the can periodically, see how much. Obviously this motor is going to need a rebuild, but we're going to run it the rest of this season, which is 1 trip. Can't just leave it because oil runs down the side of the motor and drips everywhere, and it looks like the motor is like weeping out of all, but it's really just this one place where all the oil leakage is coming from. So we fixed this problem, and we're good to go running for the weekend. That's the most important thing that we still have problems with. And the oil is drained. We're going to put some fresh oil in it. That should help a little bit with the blow-by, because the oil that was in there is pretty worn. Hopefully it has a little better viscosity. And we're just going to drill a hole right here, because there's nothing there. drop the hose out over to there, and that will that's golden. And the air filter will be on this side of it, so it'll be inside of the air filter to just suck right down the carb. Okay, and I used a step bit to open it up to just the size that I want. I've got this. Now I could have used just about any kind of fitting, but I found a piece of steel tube that fit and got a hole that fits straight through, right? And to hold it in there, I could weld or some garbage. I'm just going to use a piece of rubber tube. I'm going to stick a piece of rubber tube on there and slide it down and put a clamp on it, and that will hold it from ever rattling loose. And then I can connect underneath as well. Okay, so I drilled my hole with my step bit, put my tube through, put a hose clamp on her. The hose clamp keeps it from falling down. This hose clamp keeps it from falling up or rattling off, and it just goes right down on the carburetor. Doesn't interfere with anything, and I can hook my catch can there, and hopefully not too much air leaks around. It's not that important. When you open it up and it's really running, it's going to be sucking lots of air in there, and it'll pull everything in there. So this is moving along really good. This is our thing. We don't want it to loop, so we're going to cut it off. That's all there is to it, though.
You're going to make sparks.
No, I'm not, because this ain't on. There you go. That's how our catch can's going to go. Look. That goes like that. Boom.
Okay, explain how this works.
Well, air's going to come in here, and air's going to go out there.
Air? You mean the
blow-by.
The blow-by is going to go in there, going to come out there.
And hopefully
and then you got to deburr that.
Oil's going to drip and kind of stay in there.
Are you going to deburr that so we...
No. I want burrs in there.
Birds.
I want it to be bird.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Go back to live? Okay. See, I'm live. I'm walking back here to the live, right in the middle of Kim's, whatever she's doing. Kim's cutting. And I'm living, see? See, here you are, living. Kim and I are going to have to go out to Phoenix, Arizona to pick up that engine brand at some point. They're probably already watching you. They're not paying attention to me.
No.
I'm just running my mouth. You're actually working.
I like to pre-fill my oil filter. You pour it down the center and at least soak the cartridge, right? And if you let it sit on the side, it all goes into the outside of the cartridge, and then there's a drain back feature. Because see, this oil filter goes on inverted. So when you flip it over, you don't want oil just gushing out of it. So don't fill it all the way up. Fill it all the way up, let it soak the cartridge, and then it'll be good. It'll fill up pretty quick. The pump will and then you'll have oil pressure. But I don't like a dry, completely bone dry, empty filter, no matter how inverted it is. I'll take a little bit of drippage in exchange for knowing that the cartridge isn't dry. And then I just put this filter on last year, so it should come off easy as pie.
Last year, like what's that, like 200 miles ago?
What idiot would put a filter on that thing? It's me, I'm the idiot.
So you got the stubborn cap pliers.
Did you ever have a filter blow out the gasket underneath?
You know, I think I have an oil filter wrench, but that's also an oil filter wrench. But I used to call it stubborn cap pliers to take radiator caps off.
Well, you know, it'll work.
Yeah, it'll work, I guess.
I might be able to get it. It's a tight angle. Got a lot of leverage, though. There.
It's turning?
Yeah, here, come over here. You can see.
Okay, well, watch out for this oil filter you got sitting on the fender.
Okay, thank you. Check it out. There you go. And I already got the pan under there because I know it's going to drip, even like this.
Oh, yeah, Studebakers. They used to be on the top of the engine.
I guess it's a space.
Completely upside down, so you know where all the oil is. All over everything.
This torsion bar assembly is well lubricated now.
A lubricated torsion bar?
It's well lubricated. And then you can't even get the filter out.
I just got to pull the engine, right?
Now you invert it and over there. Go. Should we cut it open? It's a Mobile 1.
Well, Oh, we have a good one. Replace it with a, well, at least it's a good frame. Okay, or a better frame. There's such a thing. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just
See, it's got this tube, the
Yep.
long tube.
Well, and the other thing is that oil that's in that. Let's see. This is the old filter. I mean, that isn't real bad looking oil. So
No, and I
okay.
just poured it out, and it looks
Yeah.
like oil that's been running an old engine. Spin. Come on, spin her on there. There we go. And she's good. Did we leak any? I don't know. Not much. There's a pan down there already, so at least the filter element wasn't dry. You understand, right? Okay, how many turns are you supposed to turn this thing?
Turn till it stops and like then they say 3/4. I think. I don't know who they is.
Who's they?
And then
What's it say on the box?
What I usually do is go like as tight as I can make it by hand. And I'm not that strong.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to read all that, I suppose they could pause and read. And see, this is the Fram Tough Guard, which is the, instead of a PH 8A, which is what they always are, it's a TG, Tough Guard 8A. So it is the more expensive of the two they had there. So at least it's maybe something better than,
High quality piece of junk.
it is a high quality piece of junk. But hey, you know, I mean, we're going on a, what, a 180-mile trip? Oh, so now you get a chisel. A wood chisel. Or a guy I used to work for called it a wooden chisel. There.
There we go.
Air will go in now.
Well, it's not a matter of air going in. It's a matter of there's a trap in there. So
Oh, I see.
if we flip it over, now it'll drain.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Yeah, you got a mess going.
Yep, but it's draining now.
Oh, you
Show them the
start
catch cam. That's a new one.
catch can. Oh, yeah, the catch can. That light's going dim.
It is.
The catch can, which is this thing, which Kim made it out of an air conditioning filter dryer from a Ford.
Well, this is a new feature. We
She cut
use the blow-by from the engine to run the evaporator for the air conditioner. It's high end.
So anyway, if there's any drip from the blow-by, which there is, it'll go into that thing, and then it'll get sucked up into here, maybe into the air cleaner area, and so some of it'll go down there and get burned, and some of it will get trapped in that can, and we can empty the can after a while. But we won't be emptying the blow-by mess on the track, which is the important thing.
It's not excessive blow-by. It's an automated valve train lubrication system. See, this is how you get
And
a lot of top-end lubrication.
you're full of it too. But you know what you have on today? I'm gonna get a picture of your chest. I always say that you have that, and then yeah, here it is. Here's the back.
Yeah,
The Dizzy Izzy shirt.
There's an
Angry Vagrant. Yeah. So see, Dizzy Izzy, your shirt does get worn up here in the shop. A lot. Okay, end of this segment.